The fifth sign that you are competitive for a top 20 university is institutional fit. It's no secret that you're eventually going to have to write a why college essay and share with the admissions office why you're a good fit for that university in particular. And I've got to say, it's probably one of the most challenging things that students come to me asking for advice on. I'm going to go against the grain here a little bit with a hot take that one of the reasons why legacy admits are obviously super high is because their institutional fit is already kind of baked into the fact that they have a legacy going on. Now, I know that's a super hot take, and I'm not claiming that it's a fair system or that, legacy admits are somehow more qualified. But what I am claiming is that one of the reasons, at least, that they are qualified is because they have institutional fit just by virtue of them, being somewhat related to the university. But that hot take aside, for the 99% of students who aren't legacy, what can you do to show institutional fit? Moreover, how do you show institutional fit when you're trying to apply to literally every single top 20 college? And yes, I've had students who applied to literally every single top 20 to guarantee that they get into at least one of them. The best thing that you can do right now if you're a freshman, sophomore, or junior is to start contacting the university's admissions offices. Yes, you can do that even before you start applying for college. I am not saying to bombard or spam them. That's going to work against you. Rather, start networking and start reaching out because admissions offices do keep track of how many times you've corresponded with them and what you've corresponded about when it's time for you to apply. They have a record of all of those things. Also, when you contact admissions offices, if you're lucky, they may tell you that they might have an admission officer or a faculty member somewhere within your area, maybe for a school fair or for some event, and you can actually go visit them. Again, this is kind of hard, it's not very easy, but especially if you're an international student, you may have opportunities where you can actually speak to someone from the admissions office, and that is a great opportunity for you to introduce yourself and become a little bit more plugged into the university. And again, this is a lot better than applying to university completely ice cold, where they have no idea who you are. There are a couple of low-key things that you can do that don't necessarily boost your chances, but they don't hurt. One of them being doing a pre-college summer program. Those are pretty expensive, but sometimes they give you college credit for it. But it's essentially a way for you to start taking college classes on their either online or their hybrid or even in person, so you can actually visit the college and do something there. Another thing you can do is just do campus tours. Campus visits really help for you to understand the university a lot more than the average student who has never visited the area. Again, those examples are things that require money and time, and not everyone has that. But if you can, it is nice to have, but don't treat it as something that's gonna majorly boost your chances. But beyond that, start looking up the school, see what their values are, and begin tailoring your application to what they care about in future applicants.